Alright, so you've created all of your parts you need for your pegboard. You've got your pegboard, you've got your side, you have your round peg, and of course you've got your square peg. Make sure those are all open. And then let's go up to the eye and just hover over new. Just wait a second. Let's go to an assembly. Take a second. And then we should have, of course, our place our part. And we're going to go ahead and place. And the first thing I want you to place, and we'll take you to where you can find your parts, and I recommended that you put a folder in your H drive and then put all these pieces in there. So you're going to go down, find where you found them, and I have my pegboard here. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. And you're going to get, it looks pretty big, but all you got to do is click it once. You'll go to an isometric view, and we don't want another one, so you hit escape. And then we want to bring in our sides. We want 2 of them. So you go to place, find the side, open, and we're going to place one here and another one over here. And yeah, it isn't facing the right way, but we can do that without constraints. And we don't want a third, so you hit escape. And then we're going to place our 2 pegs. So we're going to do a round peg first, and open. And you can even hit your right mouse button and click out of it if you don't want to hit escape. And place our square peg. And go ahead and open and place it. And escape this time. And then I like to go to the Home tab to kind of get everything in view. I'm going to move this part over here for now. Just kind of get it out of the way. Move this part over here. Move our square peg and our round peg out of the way. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to constrain our round peg into this hole. And to do that, you go up to the ribbon and find the constrain tool. And we're going to go ahead and stay in the mate, which is right here. And we already selected the right one. So we're going to go ahead and mouse over and get that dotted line in our round peg. And then hover over the hole, and you should get what looks like a dotted line, a center line inside there. Click it once, you'll hear the snap. And go ahead and apply. And exit out here and test to see that it's constrained to that area, and it is. It slides up and down. We're going to do the same thing with the square peg, but it's a little bit different. We're going to go to constraint. Yep, still going to stick with mate, and we're going to go ahead and make sure you get the arrow on this side here, this face, and click once, and then you're going to have to zoom in a little bit. And what we want to do is that face here would connect to the inside face that we cannot see right now, so we have to use the orbit tool. And the orbit tool is your friend here, so is the zoom tool. And you want to turn it so you can see that inside face. It's right there. You see that? And then do you see the arrow, how it's pointing towards the other face there? Click on it, and you'll see it snaps in there. And go ahead and apply, and exit out. But you'll notice that we can move it side to side here, and we don't want that. So what you end up having to do is I'm going to slide this over just a little bit towards our round peg, and we're going to go ahead and do a constraint again on an adjacent face, which is right next to that face we just made it. Again, we're going to stay in mate, and then you're all set here. So click on this face, noting that the arrow is showing up. Use your orbit tool. Be very careful. We're going to go to where that's going to connect, and you can see it right there, and get that arrow sticking out. Click it again, and it will go ahead and mate to that side. Then apply, and exit out, and test it. Grab that thing, and you notice it's sliding up and down. And I'm going to go ahead and click on my home, and test those again. Cool. It's working. Now this is pretty similar, but we're going to do 2 mates in 1 flush, and we haven't done a flush yet. It's a pretty cool tool. So again, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to grab my pan tool to kind of center the entire assembly. And I'm going to go ahead and orbit just a little bit. Okay. So this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to mate this face that you see the cursor arrow on, this one here, to the outer face of the side of the pegboard right here. So I'm going to go to my constrain tool. Again, we're mating, so you're all set. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn my orbit. Make sure you go to the inside. You see that rectangle is highlighted with the arrow facing out. So you click once. Use your orbit tool. make sure we go ahead and click right there. And we're perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it. We do like that. I'm going to exit out. We're going to use our orbit tool to kind of move this. I'm going to move this up. It might not look like it is, but it certainly is mated. And what we're going to do now is we're going to mate the top of our pegboard to the inside bottom face that you can't see. I'll go ahead and orbit it here so you can see it. To this face right there that the arrow is on. So I'm going to go up to my constraint, and we're all set. And I'm going to go up till I get my arrow sticking down. It is. Good. I'm going to use my orbit tool. And then I'm going to click on the top. Make sure you get the top. The arrow will be sticking up. Top of the pegboard. And you're mated. And we're going to apply that. And then the one thing we have to do is flush, because if you notice right now, kind of like these slide up and down, we're getting the side that slides back and forth, and we don't want that. So we're going to constrain it. So you go to constrain. And this time we're going to pick the flush. It's this one here. And basically you want to line up this side to this side of the pegboard. So I'm going to click here, and it snaps to, and we apply, and exit out of here, and now try to move that. You shouldn't be able to. It's stuck on there. So again, we went ahead and mated here to here, here to here, and then we flushed here to here. Now let's do the other side. So I'm going to go back and click my home button, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to orbit so I can see this face right here, because we're going to mate it to the inside face right here. So pick your constraint, make sure that you have your mate. Yep, and we're going to go ahead and get that arrow sticking out, and go here. Make sure you get that arrow, and you notice that it flips it around, and we're good to go there. So you apply and exit out, and then we're going to do the top here. So I'm going to go to constrain. We're all set. I'm going to do the top to the inside top of my side. So we're going to go ahead and get that arrow. You might need to zoom in and orbit to get there, and pan. Get that. There's the arrow, and snap it in, and apply it, and exit out. I'm going to go back to my home, see what we got. And it looks like it's working for us here. Pretty cool. And then don't forget, we have to flush. So constrain, flush. Here we go. There we go. It snaps to. Apply, and exit out. Make sure that that piece isn't moving. Move these pieces up. I can do that. And go ahead and home. And you've got yourself a cool little pegboard toy assembled. So of course, go up to the eye, go to Save As, make sure you're in your H drive, and I'm going to type in pegboard assembly, and I'm going to save it. And of course you can go back and color, but don't forget, if you want to color, you have to go back to your parts. That's why I wanted to have them open here. So I'm going to color my sides, and you don't have to select it, because I want to make it all one solid color. I'm going to go to yellow, and then I'm going to do my round peg. I think I'm going to make this one a red, and I'm going to make my square peg let's do blue, and then go back to your pegboard. Everything's changed. And when you go to save, of course you have to save all of these. When you go to save your pegboard, it's going to ask you if you want to make changes to your assembly according to what you did here, and yes you do. And so you say yes to all and OK. You can go ahead and save it.